I'm going to walk you through how to build your personal brand from scratch. Get clarity on your ICP and craft a content strategy that attracts leads consistently. Create an irresistible offer. Create a sales system from your VSL to your funnel to appointment setting, qualify leads, how to pre-handle objections so you don't get them at the end, to closing calls, how to handle objections and close high-ticket deals, deliver amazing results in this really skeptical, highly competitive industry, and most importantly, how to develop the mindset and systems that lead to financial freedom. If you haven't already figured it out, this is the info product model. It's basically selling your information, selling your access, helping people achieve a desired result that they want. In simple terms, you start posting, you start documenting your process, you build your offer, you start building a personal brand that shows proof of the work that you're doing, and eventually people start asking, yo, how did you do that? Find whatever it is that you actually like doing and stick with it. Okay, now real quick, why should you even listen to me? Put the gun down. I've been working in the film industry for the past 3 years. I've made thousands of dollars acting in short films, theater productions, McDonald's commercials, and even producing spec ads for different companies. I've worked both in front of the camera and behind it, so I understand what it takes to tell a compelling story and show up confidently on camera. That experience has helped me build a personal brand that's generated millions of views just by posting consistently and documenting the process. And because of that, I've been able to connect with creators with millions of followers and entrepreneurs who are making over 7 figures with their online businesses and YouTube channels. Even some of their sales managers, the people who run the back end of these systems, were closing hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. It's all given me insight on how these systems really work. So I'm not just networked on the content side. I understand how the whole machine runs from visibility to conversion. And this video is a product of all of those lessons. I'm not just teaching you this stuff. I'm learning it, I'm living it, and I'm documenting the journey in real time. Everything I've picked up, content, positioning, sales, it's all packed into this video so you can stop guessing and actually build a personal brand that gets you paid. So let's make some fucking bread, bro. Before you even start, you need to nail down who your ICP is. Your ICP is your ideal client profile. Who are they? What do they do for work? What is their dreams? What is their biggest fears? I created my own AI chatbot that helps you actually find out who your ICP is, and I'll leave the link in the description below. Once you figure out their demographics, the psychographics, everything about your ICP, then you're ready to start creating content. All of your content needs to be centered around your ICP. Trigger their pain points, speak to their biggest desires, help them get to where they want to go, and that's when the content is going to start converting into active leads. And that's when you drop your offer. The rest of this video gives you a powerful framework that you can apply to any personal brand. But if you need help tailoring how you can actually apply this content to your specific niche, I work with creators and coaches to help them build and scale their personal brands. So if you want to see if you qualify to work with me one-on-one and start making money in a shorter amount of time with your personal brand, hit the link in the description below. It's going to be called Start. Now let's get into talking about how you're going to build your offer. You need a simple offer, something that will help people get from where they're currently at to where they want to go in X amount of days. I help people lose 15 pounds of body fat in 30 days. Do what is called the corner store test. If you can walk into the 7-Eleven and tell the cashier, hey, this is my offer. If they can't understand it, then your offer is too confusing or too overloaded. Keep your offer really simple. Next, you need a clean VSL. What is a VSL? It's a video sales letter. All of the content that you've been talking about and documenting, all formulated into one single video, showcasing the step-by-step process of how your fulfillment is going to work and how you've helped other people get to where they want to go using your system. So now that you've got your offer, you got your video explaining your offer, now you need a funnel. A funnel looks like this. You have all these different types of people at the top of your funnel. People who are interested in fitness, people who are not interested in fitness, bodybuilders, powerlifters, but only one of them is your ICP. Creating your content directly around your ICP is so important because it will start to filter out the people who don't want what you're offering. And then eventually you get to the middle part of the funnel, which is calls to action. Now let me explain. So your ICP is going to be watching your entire video. They're like, fuck, this guy knows exactly what I want. And then you tell them to comment the word workout, for example, and I'll show you my blueprint on how to lose 15 pounds of body fat. And then they're sold. They're like, yo, they seem like an awesome person and they're giving me a blueprint for free. So that's the key word, You give them something for free. That's one of the best ways to warm up your leads. You give them a free blueprint and they're like, dude, thank you, man. This is awesome. Now it's time to start filtering out these people by qualifying them, whether or not they are going to benefit and be the right fit for your offer. Start texting them like you fucking care, because you should care about these people. Hey, what did you like about the blueprint that I sent you? I hope this helped, man. How long have you been wanting to lose 15 pounds of fat? But that ultimately should lead to a call, a sales call. Do all the qualifying on text or a initial appointment setting call. See if they're going to be a good fit to work with you by asking questions about where they're currently at, where they want to go, what is stopping them from getting to where they want to go, and then essentially positioning yourself as the solution to bridging that gap. The solution in this process is booking the call to discover a little bit more, to see if we can actually help you achieve dream desired state. If you know how much your offering is, how much capital have you set aside to invest in something like this to actually achieve your dream body? You don't want to be wasting a whole hour of your time talking on a sales call only for you to find out that they have $100 in the bank account and they don't want to invest into your offer. It's very important to financially qualify people early on. So they say, great, I would love to find out more information about how you can help me out. Boom, you've booked a sales call. This is where the time is to shine. So you're basically going to be doing the same thing as the appointment setting process, except you're going to be digging a lot deeper into their pain points. You're going to have to set the tone. You have to set frame, tell them what this whole thing is about, build rapport, just talk like a human. Hey, where are you from? Small talk, but then quickly cut to the chase. You don't want to leave this on for too much. So what we're going to be doing here is I'm going to be asking you a couple questions to see if we can actually help you with what we've got going on here. It's going to be super simple. So what that's going to look like is I'm going to be asking you a couple questions about where you're at, where you want to go, and what's stopping you from getting there, just to see if what we've got going on could actually help. Now, the only way that I can figure that out is by asking you questions. Some of these questions might sound a little personal or redundant, like something that I already asked you before or somebody on my team had already asked you. But just know that I'm not trying to get up in your business. It's more so just to get a clear picture of what's going on so I can help you. And if not, to at least point you in the right direction. That's when you should probably start financially qualifying people. Asking how much capital have you set aside to invest into something like this? Because you want to pre-handle their money objections, because almost every objection you're going to get on a sales call is going to be about money. It's going to be too expensive. I don't want to invest the money right now. I've never invested into a program like this. So you're on the sales call and you're digging deep into their problems. People are not going to admit to you their problems. Some people have a lot of pride. It's important to really dig deep into this and get down to the root of the problem of why they're on that call. If it's trying to lose 15 pounds of fat, like, you need to go really deep into the actual problem that's caused them. It's a cause and effect. For example, they're not confident in themselves. Like, not having confidence is a huge problem. You need to really get down to the root of it by asking them the right questions and making sure that they speak it, because you can identify this problem, but you can't just call them out on it. Yeah, so the reason why you're fat is because you're not confident. You just look like a dick. You just need to dig deep and don't settle for surface level answers. What has been a result of this inaction of doing something about this problem of being overweight? How does that really affect your life? How does that really affect your day-to-day? Yeah, like, I'm not really confident anymore. It's really kind of hard for me to get girls and stuff. Why do you think that is? Yeah, because I'm not really confident because I'm just overweight. So now you've got their problem. Now you need to position yourself as the solution to their problem. It sounds like what you need is a roadmap, a support system, and the accountability in order to make sure that you can lose to 15 pounds so that you can start feeling more confident about yourself and start going on the dates and start meeting new people. Dream state, desired state. If you've built enough rapport and trust, they're going to be all in for it. Yeah, but what are the next steps? And then you close the deal. If they don't see the value in it, they're going to have objections. So your goal is to ultimately build as much value as you can about your offering, how it's going to change their life, how they're going to start becoming the new version of themselves. And it's all by asking them the right questions and by getting them to really see it themselves, and by visualizing it, feeling it, and digging into their pain. One question I love asking about their pain is, take me back to the day when you drew the line in the sand and said, hey, I need to make a change right now. This isn't cutting it. What was that feeling like? So try that one out. Let's say you get a money objection. They say it's too expensive. I don't have the money for this right now. Your job is to isolate whether it's actually a money objection or it's something to do with your program. If it's something to do with your program, you need to go back and fix your program and make it irresistible. At this point, it's probably just a money objection. You're going to isolate the money. Is not having the money up problem or is it a symptom? What do you mean by that? Is it actually a money thing, or are you more just scared to take that risk and bet on yourself? Sometimes it will be a money thing. I've never invested this much money into something like this before. So after everything we've gone over in this call, if you just put money aside for a second, do you think this could actually help you lose 15 pounds of body fat? Yeah. Well, why do you think so? I really like the system. I've seen the work that you've done for other people in the past. Now what you're going to do is you're going to label them. There's going to be two types of people. There's going to be someone who says, I don't have the money, so I can't. Or there's going to be someone who says, how can I find the money and get resourceful so that I can make sure that this next year doesn't look like last year? Out of those two people, which one do you think as to where they want to go faster? The second one. Why? Because they find a way to make it happen. Exactly. So does you not having the money mean that you're not willing to find a way to get the money, get resourceful, so that you can make sure that this next year doesn't look like last year? I think I could maybe find a way. And then at this point, you got to expand the gap. Make them see the consequences of not taking action today. Well, what happens if you don't? Stay where I'm at and try to figure it out myself? And where has that led you up to this point? Well, I'm still fat. So can you see how this mindset of wanting to try and figure it out on your own has led you to this point where you're 6 months into your journey and you're still overweight and nothing has really changed? Yeah, you're kind of right. Well, what have you lost from thinking this way? Not the weight, that's for sure. I've probably lost a couple years of enjoying my life and having fun. And so what happens if you continue thinking this way? I guess I'm just gonna stay in the same place that I've always been in. Exactly. So what do you think the person who is in shape, has a great life, and has attracted the dream partner that they desire, what do you think they would be doing in this position right now? I guess they would stop overthinking it and just do it. So what do you have to do in order to make sure that this next year doesn't look anything like the last year? I need to do it. Let's get started. Perfect. That word track and reframing will put them in a resourceful state. Case 2, because a lot of times it's not the money. These people have the money, they're just scared to bet on themselves. You need to make them see what they have lost from not taking action. Hey man, it's just a lot of money right now. I don't think I can swing it. So you're gonna say this, okay, got you. Is not having the money a problem or is it a symptom? What do you mean by that? Is it actually a money thing, or are you more just scared to take that risk and bet on yourself? I'm just kind of scared. I've never invested this much money into something like this before. You can go back into the last word track and the last reframe, basically isolating the money, asking if they're going to do it. Money aside, would you do it? Yeah. Why would you do it? I believe in the program. It's going to get me to where I want to go. Can I share perspective? And then they're going to be like, sure, let's hear it. And then you're going to say, there's a difference between certainty and uncertainty. And if you look at the Fortune 500 companies, most of them were created in either a recession or a depression. So what does that tell you? Do you need to value certainty or uncertainty? And they're going to be like, I guess uncertainty. And you're going to say, well, why though? I guess because you just got to bet on yourself and actually just take action despite the circumstances that you're in. Yeah, so if the most successful people who were once in your shoes bet on themselves and made a decision despite the uncertainty, they realized that clarity comes from commitment and it's not the other way around. Was there ever a time when you made a quick decision and it actually turned out good for you? Yeah, I think so. I can respect that it's an uncomfortable decision to make. If I was in your shoes, I'd be thinking the exact same thing. Normalize it, but it's not about taking more time to think about doing something like this. It's actually about committing to ourselves that we're going to make this work. Yeah, I think you're right. And then you can give them a consequence. Well, if you continue letting fear stop you from getting to where you want to go, where does that leave you in the next 6 months? And then they'll be like, yeah, I guess I'll be in the same place. Fuck. And then you can be like, well, what does that actually mean for you? And they'll be like, I'll still be overweight. I'm still not going to be where I want to be. I'm still not going to be living the life I want. I'm still going to be overweight. And you can say, yeah, so what do you think the person who is actually in shape, going on dates, living a fulfilling, healthy life, what do you think they would do in this position right now? They would just do it. If you built enough trust and you have conviction in what you're selling, you have confidence, you have charisma, at that point, you should get the sale. After you close somebody, a way to actually double the amount of money that you're going to make is by asking them, do you know somebody who could actually benefit from this as well? People love doing things with somebody else because they're going to hold each other accountable. Actually, Brian might be a really good fit for this as well. Why did you choose Brian? And then they're going to start telling you about why they think Brian is a good fit for the program as well. Boom! Now you have 2 sales. And then you can say, hey man, well if you do that, I'll give you a referral. I'll give you 10% of that. And who doesn't want to make more money? I know when I first invested into an info product, I would have loved to have somebody by my side to hold me accountable, but it doesn't stop there because you are the coach. Go extremely hard on the fulfillment side of things because you need to understand by getting the person to where they want to go fast and with exponential results is just going to benefit you in the long run and give you more marketing. So it's essential that this fulfillment side of things is dialed in. You need to fulfill them and delivering on the promise that you gave. But you never want to promise, hey, I will promise you that you're going to lose 15 pounds of body fat. That's just impossible. A lot of people get scammed, and this is why the info product space has such a bad reputation. You want to be promising these people that you have the keys to their success in your hand. You have everything it's going to take to get them to where they want to go, but this whole system will not work unless they put in the work to do it. You can't hold people's hand while they work out, do the dumbbell curls, run on the treadmill. People say, oh, he's just selling a course. Well, yeah, like you're selling a course, but like you're actually helping people cut a lot of time in the process of getting to where they want to go. Yeah, you can go watch all the YouTube videos in the world about how you want to get to where you want to go. You'll still get there, but the time it's going to take is going to be exponential. That's why people sell courses, because they're trying to shorten that gap of time into 3 months, 1 month, so that they can help people get to where they want to go faster and easier. That's the whole idea of courses. You see it in university. You're paying for a course. You're paying to become a doctor because you don't want to do it yourself, and quite frankly, you just can't do it like that. But you're gonna pay a business owner to learn how to do a business because they've done it before, rather than reading a bunch of business books, rather than watching videos online how to start a business. You're helping people save time, but you're not promising them that they're going to get the dream result. So it's very important that you're transparent about this. You can give somebody the keys to the car, but if they don't know how to drive it, that's not your fault. It's your fault for telling them that by giving the keys, you know how to drive the car. No, you need to guide them. Your job is the accountability part and providing the right information in order to get to where they want to go. This whole system will not work unless they put in the work to do it. I hope that was transparent enough. So after the fulfillment process is done and you've helped somebody actually achieve their dream state, then you've got a great testimonial. Hey man, if you really like the program, it'd mean the world to me if you wrote me up a quick testimonial about how your experience was working with me. It would help me out just as much as I've helped you out. Moral of the story, you just gotta start. Just make the video. Start doing something. It's better to start now while you're building your offer. You're documenting the journey, and that creates trust with an audience, and that's how you build a community. People buy into the process of watching you build something. The person on the other end of the screen is just a human like you too. When you show people that you're just a human, it builds familiarity, a connection. And that's how the personal branding business model works, because you're connecting with people. You don't have to be a complete expert. You just have to start. And I'm telling you, it'll be the best decision that you make. Just start posting. Pick a platform, master it. I recommend YouTube or Instagram and commit to it. And that leads to my next point, which is consistency. Finding something that works for you and then being able to stick to that is what's really important. Your audience is going to start expecting you to be posting and showing up every day or every other week. And that's what's going to ultimately gain you that leverage and trust. So there's a Bruce Lee quote that says, I don't fear the man who practiced 10,000 kicks once. I fear the man who practiced one kick 10,000 times. And when it comes to your content, focus on doing one thing better every single day. I want to have my hook better in this video. I want my editing to be better. I want my pacing to be better. Every time you make something, you just get better. Think about getting 1% better every day. When you get into the business ecosystem, you're just surrounded by so many different business models that people are making $100,000 a month. It's so easy to get sucked into different opportunities, but I promise you, building a personal brand is the number one thing that all of these gurus and all of these people are making. That's how this business model works. The truth is, you can't help everybody, and it's going to be tempting because you're going to get a lot of leads. You need to speak to your ICP. Keep that at the forefront of your business because it creates urgency, it creates exclusivity, and it's just better for your business. If you're serious about building your personal brand, this is the only video that you really need. I'm on a mission to help people build and scale their personal brand. So if you're interested in learning exactly how I can specifically help you for your needs, there's a link in the description below. It's going to be called Start. So yeah, I wish you the best of luck, and let's make this stuff happen together. Let me know if you found this information helpful, or if you didn't. But either way, lock in.